Hi, everyone. So it's election day 2020, and I think we could all use a good Pilates workout. So we're going to roll right through the level 3, the intermediate mat. So you'll be starting off your roller, just on your mat, to begin with our hundreds today. So sitting near the middle of your mat, you'll come upright and then taking your hands to the back of your thighs. Try to lift your chest, sit up so that you're right on your sits bones. And then we'll look down, curl the tail forward, the sits bones narrow together, and we drape the body down. The back slides down, one vertebra after the next. Go right into your best upper up curl, and then fold your knees into your chest. Hands to the outside of the legs, elbows wide. Pull yourself a little deeper into your curl. Extending the legs up or leaving them where they were, we stretch the arms forward and pump. Inhaling for 5 beats, exhale for 5 more. Now, it's helpful to think about one line of muscle from your jaw, the sides of your jaw, down your throat to your sternum, that's the breastbone, down the line of the rectus abdominal muscle, your six pack, to the pubic bone, to the tailbone. And think of that all as one line of muscle that's holding you up here. And really focus your attention on the lower abdominals, maybe the point from the tail up to the navel, including the pelvic floor, therefore. And let that hold you up. So it's like if you want to lift something, use a long lever. We're going to focus on the low abs holding you in this deep curl. Keep lengthening the arms forward. You can take the legs out and down as you start to warm up. Just be careful of your back. Keep it pressing into the ground and really feel this work in the abdominal line. We're going to go for one more breath here. Exhale completely, and then go ahead and fold the knees in, lay your head down, and you'll lower the feet, stretch them forward for your roll up. We lift the arms up to the ceiling and even back behind, as long as you don't arch the rib cage. Bringing the arms up, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale and lift, coming up, rounding your back. The first one's usually not the prettiest one. It's usually the most effort. We're going to dive forward to get that stretch into the back line of our body, and then reach forward with your heels. The arms can go to whatever height gives you a challenge, but allows you to maintain control. That's control of your body, working down into the mat, one vertebra at a time. You reach the arms back, take a big stretch, yawning your body open to the ceiling. Bring the arms forward again. Exhale and lift, diving up and then over. Your heel leads the way for the spine to roll forward in a beautiful curve and arc. So you're almost like a horseshoe laying on its side here. And then keep lengthening out through the arms to the head and the neck, through the legs. Work your way down and keep pushing the feet away from you. Try to push the heels into the ground for stability, and then you stretch away from that stable point, the anchoring of your heels. And we lift again, coming up. Everyone should feel a little easier. As your body starts to stretch, as your body warms up, you dive forward here, dive low. Again, you know you can always bend your knees if you need to take some of the tension of hamstrings if they tend to be tight. And then we roll it on back. Sink down, imagine holding yourself up and then releasing yourself deliberately 1 inch of your spine at a time. Then we'll circle the arms around and pull your right knee into your chest, grab hold of your TheraBand for your single leg circles. I'm going to move over a little bit, be sure you have room in whatever space you're in for the length of your leg. And we'll take the band wide across the ball of the foot and the arch, lifting the leg up. First, get a little stretch by reaching up to the heel. Slide your elbows forward so the shoulders ease away from your neck, and then do a soft point with your foot as if you're wearing a high-heeled shoe. And now here we circle the leg across the body on your inhale. Go low as you exhale, all the way out around. You rotate the leg on the socket. You reach the foot through the space. Try to keep those elbows grounded and heavy to help you stabilize the upper body here on your mat. Short inhale for the first quarter of the circle and a long exhale all the way around, so that you feel the abdominal wall really deepen. It's almost like an inner corset here under the skin. Push that leg out further and further. Every circle gets a little bit bigger in size and reaches further into space away from your center. When you come to the top this time, we'll pause the leg and now reverse. Inhale, away from center, externally rotating. Exhale all the way around, sweep it low, bring it over, lift it high. Remember, the size of the circle is dependent on your ability to stay stable here on your mat. So sometimes when you first start, the circles are small, and then they get larger and larger as you get more used to working against the weight of your leg. We think about putting weight into the left side of the body before the leg moves right, and then into the right side of the body before the leg moves left. Let's bring the leg up, leave it here. Take both ends of the band in your right hand and open the leg out to the side in external rotation. And you'll just rock the leg a little bit here, pressing down through your left hip with your hand, moving the leg towards your shoulder and away from it in a gentle, easy movement. Don't go crazy. You're just trying to get a slight stretch here in the upper inner thigh. And as you pull the left hip down, you'll increase the stretch across the front of the pelvis as well. So exhale, picking the leg up to the ceiling. Switch hands on the band. So now the left hand holds the band as you pull the right leg across your body. Reach out with your right hand, lengthen it across the room, and look at that hand. Let your gaze sort of push the fingertips away from you. You're going to keep the right shoulder blade down, even though you're lifting the right hip, waist, and rib cage away and off of the blade. And now the right leg rotates internally to increase the stretch that you're feeling in your glute and maybe into your low back. This right arm stretch should also maybe help open up your pecs. Exhale and come across from your left shoulder to your waist, to your right hip. That lifts the foot up into the sky. Lift it higher, give yourself a little stretch, and then fold the knee into your chest. The band comes off. We hug the leg in tight. Let's stretch that leg forward. Give it a little shake. Feel the difference in the two sides. That side should have fallen into the ground. And now we pull the left leg in, hug it in first, and then we'll take the band around that left foot. Wide band on the ball of the foot and the arch. Lift the leg up, press the other leg down, and see if you can feel that stretch through the back of the leg. Slide your elbows forward, the shoulders move away from your ears, lengthening your neck, and then soft point through the foot, both arms grounded, and we start the circle. Inhale across the body and exhale, go low, out to the side, drag the leg up, lift it, feel the weight of it, and also feel, or really just picture, that you're moving not just through air, but through water. So you can feel the weight of the atmosphere around your leg. You've got to pierce it and push it aside for you to move into that space. And with every circle that you draw here in the air, think of waves rippling away from the action of your leg. Again, remembering we're holding the body stable. You push down to the opposite side like you're falling into quicksand, and then sink yourself into the quicksand on the other side as the leg reaches away. At the top, pause, and we reverse. Inhale. Out to the left with the left leg and sweep it low across the body. Still exhaling, exhaling, exhaling to the top, and do that again. The arms are working, right? You're pushing down through your tricep, the back of the arms into the floor. That helps you keep the upper body stable, and also keeping your elbows down and low by your waist keeps the shoulders from creeping up by your ears. One more circle, one more big, long, slow exhale to bring the leg up to the ceiling. And here, both ends of the band in your left hand, you open the leg out to the left, externally rotating it. Bring it as low as you can while keeping the right hip heavy on the down and away from the ceiling. Picture your right glute dropping deeper into the mat surface, and then we'll rock the leg a little bit here. Just a gentle bounce, nothing extreme. You want to feel like you're doing something good for your body and not devastating for it. And then as you exhale, pick the leg up. Bring it to the sky, switch hands. The right hand now holds the strap. You extend the left arm, reach out, look over the fingertips, stretch as far as you can. The leg crosses over. You've spiraled your body off the mat here. And then you'll rotate that left leg internally. Get a little twist through the leg so that you feel that stretch diagonally in the glute. Exhale, the hip comes down to lift the leg straight up. And then we lift it to the ceiling, 90 degrees. Fold the knee into your body. You hug that in and the band slides off. You place the band to the side. And let's just stretch that leg down. Check out both sides. This side should feel flatter also. The hip should feel level. And your body like it's sunken into the ground. Begin now by pulling the right leg in. Hug it in. Hand can go to the shin or a little easier to the back of the thigh. Lift the left leg up to the ceiling. We're rolling forward for rolling like a ball. Lift your head, push the legs away from you to rock forward and up with control, and sit near the front third of your mat. Easier hands to the thighs, more difficult hands to the shins. The elbows go wide and forward as you round your back, curve it as if you were fitting inside a ball yourself, and look down at your belly. Inhale, we lift the tail to roll back to the shoulder blades. Exhale to come up to your balance point, keeping your feet off the ground. So every inhale takes you back, and every exhale brings you forward. You start the exhale as soon as the tip of the blades touch the ground. So the exhale carries you through going back, and then you're really deep into it when you need to be to lift yourself up. Try to think of rolling in a straight line up and down your mat center. Even though your spine is curved, the pattern of your movement is direct and bisects your mat. When we're like this, if you can roll in a straight line, you know the right and left side have worked evenly. All right, so here we're pulling the right leg in, right hand to the ankle, left hand to the knee. As you rock back, extend your left leg out long and hold yourself in that upright curl, elbows wide and forward to move the shoulder blades sideways on your back. That allows a deeper curl. Inhale to switch the legs. One shoots forward, one pulls in tight. And every time you press the leg into your body, push up with the shin and down with your hands. You want to feel the arms working as well as the abdominals. You're trying to tip your head up as you look forward and down so that you can feel a stretch in the back of the neck, and also so that you don't feel too much work in the front of your neck. If you can think of that line again from your jaw all the way to your tailbone, holding you in this position like it's pleated, like it's shortened in a way that draws you up and holds you there, that would be helpful. And it literally is exactly the truth of your anatomy, that's where like a line of muscles and connective tissue were that run from the jaw all the way to the tail. Pull both legs in, one hand to each shin, and now inhale, reach the arms up. They're apart, parallel. The legs are together, and you circle the arms wide as you fold the legs in at the same time. So the arms and legs move simultaneously away from each other, and then they wrap into your body as if you're making yourself into a little ball. We do 3 more. So you stretch. The angle of your arms depends, right? You don't want to fall flat. You want to stay in your deep upper up curl. And you lengthen again. If it's too much at that angle, take the arms and legs higher. If it's not enough, they go further away from each other. They stretch longer. And then you pull everything in. Let's rest the head down, rest the toes down, open the arms, and rock the knees from side to side. Turn your head in the opposite direction. This is not officially in the Pilates series and the intermediate classical work, but everyone appreciates it, so why not? And we're coming back to center for scissors. In scissors, we pull the legs in. We're going to come to the upper curl, bend through the spine, lift from your abdominals, lift both legs up to the ceiling, and take both hands high on the right leg, as high up as you can reach. The left leg stretches forward. Look down your midline. Inhale, we switch the legs. They move not so fast that you feel like you're just dropping them into gravity and then throwing them up in the air with momentum, but you actually want to feel the weight of your legs as you're working them both down and up. Imagine your legs like cutting through the air, pushing it aside as if you're moving sand aside with your leg, and you want to feel the increasing weight of your leg with every movement. We'll do 1 more set. Connecting your hand to your leg helps you stay deep in the curve. And then let's bring both legs up to the ceiling. Take your hands behind the base of your skull. Pull the elbows down and in. Now double leg, lower lift. The legs stretch away. They reach. You feel the increased load in your abdominals, and then exhale and you pick the legs up. The abs are holding the back steady, but it's actually the psoas, your deeper hip flexor muscles, that are doing the work of paying the legs out to lower them down. And then the psoas muscles contract to pull the legs up, drawing a perfect arc in the air. The range of motion that you're doing is, again, dependent. Can you keep your back healthy? Can you keep it safe? Can you keep pressing your waistline down? The lower the legs go, obviously, the more you feel your abs, but that's because they're working against the weight of your legs. And now we're twisting to the right. Pull the right leg in, come up and around, and then twist to the left as the left leg comes in. The right leg shoots forward. This is called elbow to knee, but you really think we're armpit to knee. Coming up and rocking, your body twists around your central axis. Be careful that it's not a side bend, but it's a real rotation plus the flexion forward into the leg. 1 more set, first to the right, and then to the left. Come back to center and rest yourself down. And then we're rolling forward and up for spine stretch. Hands to your legs as you come up if you wish. And you come right into legs apart, almost the width of your mat, certainly wider than your hips. If you have tight hamstrings, elevate your hips up on a book, a yoga block, something like that, a cushion. Press the arms down and float the head and the chest higher. Look down as you exhale, and you're diving forward with the head leading the way for the spine to curve after it. You go up, out, and over and down. Draw the arc through the air, stretch the back of your body, and then press your legs into the ground, press your sits bones into the floor, and lift your spine from the bottom to the top. In this exercise, you're really sequencing your spine, articulating from the top all the way down. So one vertebra moves, then it moves the next from the line, and then the one after that follows it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. As you dive forward, you're also going down, and you're sucking the belly back into the widening curve of your spine. As you lift, it's as if a ball rolls up the front of your abdominal wall. You pick yourself up, and the back starts to contract and shorten a little bit as the front lengthens. One more. Exhale all the way over. Bending the spine here is considered a way to push the air out of your lungs. So feel like you're squeezing it out as you dive over. And then just like a sponge, after it's compressed, will refill with water. When it's dropped into a bucket, you want to feel your whole body expand with the breath, filling your lungs here. Forward one more time. Exhale all the way over. And you hold onto your legs. You hold onto your feet, your ankles, wherever you can reach, your shins, doesn't matter. And then breathe into your back, stretching it here, widening it, and reaching back with your belly. Now we're coming in to open leg balance and rocker. So you can scoot forward towards your heels, sitting again at the front third of your mat. Ease your hands to your thighs, more difficult hands between your legs and around the ankles or just above them. So we pick up the feet as we rock back to balance on the sacrum. And here, one leg at a time, extends. The right leg goes up first. The right shoulder stays down. The hand reaches up. Arm and leg as straight as possible. And then fold that leg back in. Arm falls to the inside. So right now, my thumbs are to the inside edge. Like I can really feel the Achilles tendon there with my thumb. But as I extend the leg up, my hand sort of rotates a little bit around to the outside of the leg. And then it rotates to the inside of the leg as I fold it down in. So again, when we're set, right leg up first. You're trying to get a stretch in the back of the leg and hold your balance with the rest of your body. And now the left leg extends here too. Well, next. And then exhale down. Now both legs simultaneously. They both go up. Hold your pose, stretch your legs, and then fold them back down. And we'll do that once more, extending the legs up, reaching. Hold that balance steady on your sacrum, and then fold the heels in. They knit together, they touch in by your tail. We're going to roll next. So we take both legs up, hands more to the outside of the lower calf, the upper ankle. Look down into your core, and we lift the tail to roll. Go back on the inhale. And exhale, forward to lift. Keep looking down at your belly so that your head doesn't touch the ground. And exhale, come forward. Your hands might slide up a little higher towards your knees as you realize you need a more open space here to roll. And we curve the back, rolling back, and we dive forward, the head reaching down, the nose tipped down towards the belly, and one more time like that. Rolling back, again, straight line, up and down the mat. Hold your balance point, close the legs. You can either bend your knees and roll down with your spine to the ground, or more advanced, the legs stay in the air. You slide your hands down your legs, or they go free as you roll your spine down one vertebra after the next. Leave the legs where they are, and then you can fold them in, lift them up to the ceiling for a corkscrew. So here we're circling the legs first to the right. Exhale, down, around to the left, and bring them back up to the ceiling. You're reversing the direction each time. Now they go left, and exhale around to the right. You'd like the feet to be sort of right over the pelvic floor. So if your hamstrings are a little tighter, bend your knees. You also have the option, you could use a TheraBand around your feet here to give your legs a little bit more support and the opportunity to really stretch up into the band. Like right here, you're imagining that you're circling with maybe a pencil, a colored pencil or a marker or a paintbrush, and trying to draw a circle on the ceiling. So you are trying to feel both weighted through the glutes and feel that you're reaching up into the sky above you. Let's do one more. Here I'm going from left to right. Exhale all the way around. And then you can fold the knees into your body. And we're rolling forward right up into saw. So you pick up your head, you look where you're going, you exhale, you open the legs, and as you sit, you can extend the arms out to the side, moving over to find space in your room. So as we press down with the arms, the head floats up, the chest rises. Exhale and dive over. Again, you could always elevate your hips if your hamstrings are tight, or even just bend the knees. Depends what feels best in your back, right? Because we don't want to sit in a tucked position because of our tight hamstrings here, and then do loaded flexion onto that low back. So it is important that you're able to sit upright when you return back to center. And often that means we elevate the hips. Meanwhile, in this exercise, you'll know it. You stretch the arms long. You rotate the back arm so the palm is up and reaches back long behind you. Coming up, we keep the twist until the top, and then we dive over again. Use the press of your hand into the outside of the leg to help you open the chest more into more rotation. Let's come center and lower the arms, pull the legs together, and we'll flip over onto our stomach here for swan. Swan is an upper back extension exercise. So we begin floating the head off the ground, but looking down at your mat. The hands go back by the armpits, the elbows pulled back. Try to press through your open palm, your open fingertips, to push the mat down and back towards your feet and feel your body want to go forward. So you're going forward in order to go up. And then we release the spine back down. At the end, the gaze goes down and you look at the mat. So first you pull back with the arms, you pull forward with the chest, and then your gaze comes up the wall. You lift, the shoulders pull together, and you're down again like so. We do one more. Try to scoop the body forward. Imagine a ball on your back. Wrap yourself around that ball. Squeeze the blades together towards your spine, and then release down. And as you do so, the front narrows and the back widens. And from here, just slide your arms forward. Prop yourself up on your forearms. Just like the Sphinx in Egypt, you want to push down here into those arms and pull the chest forward, look up. Kick the right heel in. Pulse 1, 2, and down. Now the left. Pulse 1, 2, and down. And again, the right. Double beat each time, keeping the pelvis grounded on the mat. You're trying to bring the heel in a little closer to the glute with every beat in order to stretch out your quads, the front of your thighs, and even your deep psoas, which connects to the upper inner thigh bone and comes all the way up the spine to the base of the rib cage. The belly should be pulled taut. You're not collapsing your body. You're not sinking into the ground. You're working forward and up with your chest and your eyes to stretch the abdominal wall. One last set. And go ahead and lay yourself down. Turn your head to the right. Double leg kick. We're taking both hands, overlap them on your back as high up as you can reach. Drop your elbows down. Take a deep breath in to lengthen your body, head to toes. As you exhale, kick 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Push your feet into the ground. Reach the arms back. Lift up into your swan. Gaze up and forward, and then down. Turn your head left. Elbows fall, and 3 beats. Stretch out your quads again with every pulse. And then the legs to the mat. You reach back, you stretch, you try to pull the blades together, and down you go. Kick the air out of your lungs. And then as you reach back, try to pull the arms together. You can either, when you're really open through the chest, you can overlap the thumbs and reach back with your fingertips. The wrists are straight. And down again to the left, last time. Push the air out of your lungs. Lift up, float your chest back. If you take the arms too high, you'll fall flat. So keep them low. And then down we go. Hands by your shoulders. Push back into your child's pose. Round your back, curve it. Stretch the arms forward to lengthen your lats. And curl your tail under to stretch out the low back. We stack the spine from the bottom to the top. And spin around. Your feet stay at that same end. And we take the legs apart for neck pull. If roll up is a hard exercise for you still, you should do that again or another variation on it. The neck pull is a very difficult intermediate exercise. We start with the hands behind the head and you pull the skull up, the elbows lift, the shoulders drop, and you lean back in your plank. So you hinge back from your hips only as far as your back can tolerate it, And then you look down, you can even pull the elbows in, you can even bring the arms forward as necessary to roll the spine down with care, with control to the ground. And then once you're down, you could keep your hands here. A little easier is a lot easier actually, is your fist into your opposite palm. Push in, it's a straight line, elbow to elbow, lift your head, look down your midline, exhale, and you dive over yourself. Hands behind your head, and you round forward, stretching out the back. And then we lift to come all the way up. Pull the skull up to elongate the spine and decompress it. You hinge back. And now exhale, lengthen out through your legs. Try to push them forward as you rotate the pelvis around the femurs and then bring your spine one vertebra at a time to the ground. And again, coming up. Find those lats, find that serratus to connect your obliques as you dive over. Your hands go behind your head and they pull you forward, not down. You want to be protective of the neck while you do any exercise, particularly this one. Come all the way up, chest high, shoulders fall. And one more. We're going to lean it back. Tuck when you need to, protect your spine. Roll it down here, curve your way into the ground. Come all the way down, and then last time coming up. And then you dive forward. Again, reach out through your halo, reach out with your hands to your skull to lengthen the neck and decompress your spine. And then you stack all the way up, flowing up. The back picks you up, and then once more to the ground. And roll it out again. And now we're on our back for shoulder bridge. So arms long at your side, the legs are a little bit apart. If you tend to cramp in your hamstrings, you might use a ball between your inner thighs here or a cushion of some kind. Could be rolled up and go there also. So you stretch the arms forward, the shoulders move away from your ears. Begin with your pelvic tuck. So you curl the tail up, the waist presses down. And as you press into your feet, you slide the tail forward. So if you're pushing it out and up between your knees, coming up, lifting your spine one vertebra after the next. At the end, you want to really push down with your arms, push down with your feet, and push up with your glutes to open your hips to the ceiling. And then we're rolling down. Try to widen your shoulder blades. That means the top of the shoulders may curve off the ground a little bit. And then place your spine down one vertebra. You snake your way down into the mat. Come all the way down and release your tail at the end. Here, we want to protect the neck by not turning our head while we're lifting up. So start with that rocking of the pelvis into a pelvic tuck. Push down into your arms, press the ground away. Think of the knees going forward, the shins moving forward out over the toes. And first you go into a plank, then we're adding a little extra extension. You can roll to the outer arm, push the top of the shoulders down to pull the blades together, and that will lift your sternum, lift your heart. Look up and slightly back so you still have like a passage for your breath through your throat. And now we come out of it. You roll to the inner arms, widen the back, narrow the front, and you melt your body down from the upper back all the way down to the waist, all the way down to the sacrum, all the way down to the tail. Let's do that one more time. This is also fun to sometimes practice with your feet up against a wall because you'll get more articulation and more lift through your spine. Just be sure that your feet aren't slippery on the wall. And down we go again. Pilates and yoga socks often have little grips on the back of them. And then you go all the way down, sink your tailbone. Now we're rolling forward and up. Let's pull the left leg in, extend the right leg up, come up to sitting for spine twist. And here the legs are together and extended in front of you. Again, elevate your hips if your hamstrings and low back are tight. And we'll take the arms out to the side, a little in front of the collarbones. If you tend to be tight in the chest when you pull the arms exactly parallel to the sideline of your body, we'll tend to arch the back in that case. And we want to be sure you're in a neutral spine. So push the arms down, lift the head up, and now rotate to the right. Pulse 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Lift to center and then spin to the left. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Center again. Try to hold the feet flexed and don't let one foot slide forward and the other one back. We're keeping the pelvic girdle balanced here. The two pelvic halves stay in the same place. So you can keep the heels in the same place. And as you do this, see if you can focus on moving from your waist and not from your arms. It's easy to swing the arms around to move the body. It's harder to really work through your abdominal wall. Use the obliques to do the pulsing for you. That'll give you the best results. And one more time. Pulse the air out of your lungs. Fill it again as you come center, and then empty as you twist to the left, center, and lower the arms down. Now here, jackknife. Remember, we've been working on this. It's another more advanced intermediate exercise. You always have the option of like crossing your ankles, one over the other, and then just trying to press through the arms and lift the tail up a little bit and bring it down. So you can come up like so, almost like a little rolling like a ball from your back. And if that is even still a challenge for you, like this was a really hard exercise for me initially. I laughed at my teacher when she told me I should try it. So you could elevate your hips like up on a yoga block or a roller, and that would give you a little more elevation. For the full exercise though, we fold the knees in towards the chest. We lift the legs up to the ceiling. Here again, you could be elevated on a yoga block or a roller, and you bring the legs forward a bit, and then you bring them up and over your head. You could start low, and then you bring them up high. And then to come down, you're still looking up and back slightly. So you're not looking at your belly. You don't want to compress your throat here. And then you stretch your legs forward after you get your tailbone down to the ground. And we lift again. Push off the ground. Exhale to find the power to lift up with your hips. And we go down. The legs press into each other. Working those inner thighs helps you access the low abdominal muscles, particularly the transversus, the deepest one. And let's just do one more. Rising up, the feet stretch for the ceiling. Keep imagining your feet are trying to touch the ceiling all the way down. So even though the back is pulling you down, the legs want to stay up. You press into your arms, you press into your hands, and you bring your body down to the ground. From here, we're going to lay on our side facing the camera for side kicks. All right, so the legs move forward. They're like a kickstand coming forward at 30 degrees from your spine. You can prop your head up or lay your head down on your arm. Top hand presses into the ground. And we lift the top leg up, flexing the foot. Inhale, it swings forward. Pulse 1, pulse 2. Point the foot, take it back, and pulse 1, pulse 2. Here, really work to hold your body steady. Try not to lean away from your legs. So it's typical when you start, when the leg goes back, your body leans forward. And then when you take the leg forward, the body wants to lean back. Don't do it. You're holding yourself here with your core. It's helpful to think of lengthening the whole body from the head to the tail to the heel to hold your body center. Bring that leg back to center, lower it down. And we will rotate the leg externally. Point the foot to kick it high. Flex the foot to bring it down, heel to heel. Drag the legs apart and then squeeze them together. Point to lift, you draw an arc in the air and you reach the heel down. Now reverse. Flex the foot to go up and point the foot to go down. And again, try not to fall back with your top hip. Often we think it's about getting the leg as high as possible. That happens eventually without you having to rotate the pelvis. Now développé. Bend the knee, slide the foot in, pull the knee to your shoulder, lift the leg up, flex, and push the leg down. So the foot glides along the bottom leg, maybe to the knee, maybe a little higher. Pull the knee in, lift the foot, and exhale and reach it down. One more in this direction. This is called développé. And then enveloppé, you reverse. Straight leg, flex foot, let it rise. Point the foot, bend the knee, tap the foot to the bottom leg, push it down. You want to smooth it out. It's like you're ironing a silk shirt, blouse, something like that. One more. Point, bend. Exhale all the air out of your body as you bring the leg long for rond de jambe. That's a big circle. You bring the leg forward, rotate externally up, then internally as you start to bring the leg behind you, pull it back through center in neutral. One breath, one circle. Short inhale, long exhale. Good. You want to feel that work in your glutes and particularly even the upper outer glute here, the glute medius. Complete the circle and we'll reverse. Take it back and open the leg, lift it here, rolling that thigh bone on the hip joint. Again, the body stays stable. You're not rocking back and forth. You're staying perched right on your side seam on your mat. It's helpful to have that bottom leg really press into the floor. All right, that's great. And now from here, let's just turn over onto the stomach and overlap your hands under your forehead, legs and turn out. We lift the right leg first, keep the right hip down, and exhale, lower that leg down. And now the left. Push the left hip bone crest into the ground as you lift the left leg up. Try to keep the knee straight by working into your quad. Now both legs lift. You're again working from your glutes here. Open and close the thighs to open and close the heels. This is called grasshopper. And just one more breath. Lower the legs to the ground. Sit back in a quick child's pose. Round your back, curve it. Snag your spine from the bottom to the top. And we flip around. So you're still facing your screen, facing the camera. The legs reach out long. You stack them. The top leg should be just as long as the bottom one. Top hand presses into the mat in front of your chest. Pick up your top leg. Flexing the foot, we bring it forward, double beat, double pulse. Point the foot, sweep it back, double pulse again. And again, flexing to go forward. Reaching out through the heel to stretch the hamstring. Point and take it back. And now you're opening across the front of the hip. And one more like that. Try to keep the leg the same height from the ground, no matter whether it's forward or back. And then bring it back to center, lower it. We rotate externally. Point to go up, flex to go down. Point, lift the leg, flex and push it down. Try to go past the other heel. Point, rise and flex, kiss the heels together. Now reverse, flexing up and point to take it down. Flex to lift it and point to stretch the legs longer. Both of them stretch. Even though it looks like the top one's the only one working, the bottom one also works. Fold the knee, slide the foot in, développé, kick the leg up, flex, and reach the heel out and down. Point and slide it in. Extend it, flex, and press away from you. One more. Tap, reverse. We go up, point the foot, bend the knee, sweep it long. Flex to rise, point, bend. Exhale all the way down, pull the belly in deep to your spine. One more. And the last one we're doing today on this side is rond de jambe. Circle forward, up, around, back, and through center. So go forward in parallel, start to rotate externally, then internally. So the leg comes back through center in a neutral position. And one more in this direction. Pull the head away for the elongation of your abdominal wall. And now let's reverse. Take it back, use your glute. Good, circle forward and around. Reach again. This will tone the muscles all around your leg. All right, excellent. And from here, lay on your back and pull your knees into your chest. So next comes teaser, another difficult intermediate exercise. And one way that you can do it if you're still figuring it out is just to pull your knees into your chest, legs zippered together, come up into your upper curl, and then as you rock forward, just extend the legs out, and you end up in a teaser position, balanced on your sacrum. And you can take the arms out to get some strength into that position. And then you can bring your hands to your legs and roll back slowly. So the legs stay away as you start to roll down, and then you pull them in gradually so you don't fall back, but you work back like so. And this is a great way to introduce teaser if it's still new for your body. So coming up, lift your head, you start your upper curl, the legs extend, and you just use the legs as a weight to pull your body up, following the legs. If your hamstrings are tight again, you might have your knees bent. And then you have the option of taking the arms up or holding them to your legs. That's fine too. Hands to your thighs, fold the knees, and then bring it back. Find that control as you rock down. You don't want to collapse into the ground. So the legs are pushing forward as you're rolling back. And let's do that one more time. And then you can continue with that if you wish. Or as you balance here on your sacrum, you can also do a teaser from above. So you could start with your knees bent and the hands again to your legs or just forward. And then as you push the legs away from you, you roll the spine down. You go as far as you want to, and then you pull the knees in and the chest up. Do this slowly without momentum. So it really is excruciating for the low abdominals. And exhale and pull it up. You just want to be careful that you don't arch your back. So you start with the pelvic tuck to move. Eventually it goes into the heels, touch the ground when the tip of your blades do. You're in your upward curl. And then you lay your chest down, your head down. Coming up from that point, you would lift your head, neck, and shoulders, scoop the arms forward along the legs or free to come up to find that full teaser position. And then as you press the legs away, you pay attention to your spine, the heels lower when the tip of the blades do, and then lay it down. Good, let's stay here and come up. Actually, we're gonna come up one more time. So however you wanna do it, I'm gonna choose this version to come up, find that teaser again, and take the elbows back behind you, lift the legs in the air for hip circles. You try to like slide back a little bit with your shoulders, with your rib cage, so that you're putting some traction into the sacrum, and we circle the legs around to the right, to the left, lift them back to center, and then reverse, going left, circle around to the right, bring them up to the sky. Your knees, again, they could be bent. If your hamstrings are tight, try to keep the legs as vertical as possible. And we go left to right. The hips are going to roll a little bit, but you should feel this in your core as you work your oblique abdominals. This will be the last set here. Going to the left, circling around and back up to the sky, and then fold the knees in. We'll slide the legs forward and flip over onto our stomachs here for swimming. So the arms stretch forward, the legs reach back, float your head off the ground. And let's just begin by taking the left leg and the right arm up and then lowering them down. And then we'll do the opposite diagonal, lifting the right leg and the left arm up and take that down. So again, you can strengthen the glute and the upper back by doing one arm and opposite leg simultaneously and then alternating your sides. One more set like this. And then you can just lift everything and pulse. Keep looking up, keep trying to pull the heart forward, pump the air up into the sky, and then reach long and lower down. Hands to your side, sit back in your child's pose. Round your back again. And then stack your spine coming up. We slide the legs forward for seal. So we'll take the hands between your legs, wrap your hands around your ankles, and then lift the feet, balance on your sacrum. We open the legs to clap 3 times here. So opening the thighs to clap 1, 2, 3. Roll back onto your shoulders, keep your head off the ground, and clap 1 to 3 times. So we roll back and forward. And again, here we go. Using this as a chance to open your hips, rock back, balance on your scapula. When you're up in the air, try to think of your hips staying elevated or reaching a little bit higher. To give you a moment to pause for the claps before you come forward and clap again. Let's do 2 more of these, 2 more sets. Remember your gaze always fixed on your navel. And then we lower the feet. And that was the full intermediate mat. Very good. It's great to be able to get that done in like 45 minutes. Good job. All right, so I should